Okay. AC dryer failures. This is a more general topic that there's not a lot of information about on YouTube or anywhere for that matter, but on a lot of the classic Mercedes we work on when we rebuild AC systems, we often have to evaluate and replace this part, the AC dryer. Now, here's a quick explanation of what this guy does. This is the filter that catches impurities in the system. Some of those impurities are not solids. They're things like water. They are coagulants, like a mixture of oil and water, oil and dirt and debris. And their job is to get caught up in the desiccant bag inside this AC dryer. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about how we know when a dryer fails and what the best protocol is to deal with the dryer failure and how to diagnose one. So when an AC dryer fails, essentially the desiccant bag does one of two things. It becomes overwhelmed with foreign material, or it disintegrates, explodes, and gets into the system. And the first one could mean you didn't purge your AC system enough, or you introduced refrigerant that had water or some other foreign chemical in it, or your compressor is failing. The second one means that that bag comes loose from the inside of the dryer and blocks the output of the AC dryer, making it impossible for Freon to actually circulate to the expansion valve, creating a restriction inside the system. Because the way that AC systems work is when the AC pressure gets to the expansion valve, there has to be restriction in the expansion valve to create the pressure differential from high pressure, like 200 psi, to lower pressure, which is 40 psi. And in that 160 psi drop, the refrigerant super chills, gets very cold, and it cools down the evaporator. It's not just Freon that does this. Propane will do it. Even carbon dioxide will do it if the pressure differential is enough. Oxygen will do it. That's why when you see liquid oxygen or carbon dioxide that's frozen, it's because it was forced from an area of high pressure to low pressure, and it was under so much pressure that it went from being a gas down to a liquid, down to a solid, because the pressure bottleneck was enough to restrict it. And so the reason that the AC dryer has to work efficiently is because Freon cannot stay stored in the dryer. It has to move through it. If it doesn't move through it, you don't get the high pressure to low pressure step. Instead, you get a cold spot after the dryer, because when the dryer fails, it effectively acts as the expansion valve. So then the expansion valve can't do its job. So instead of the chill happening in the evaporator, if it's really bad, it'll happen in the line between the dryer and the expansion valve. Crazy, huh? So let's look at how this manifests in the real world, how you're going to see this problem. First of all, if you were to look at your AC pressure gauges, let's take a car like a 280 SE with a York compressor. A lot of people like to rag on the York compressor because it's a big, heavy compressor. The truth is the York compressor is an incredibly purposeful compressor. It makes buckets of cold air. It works really well in hot climates. It's much better than the typical Sandon replacement, which is a piece of junk that wears out early. So you can pretty much reseal a York infinitely. And a lot of the time, York compressors pump so much oil and so much Freon through the system that they're especially susceptible to dryer failure. Now, what do we see when there's a dryer failure on this 1971 280 SE? Well, first of all, we'll notice that the high pressures are not, they're either going to be super high, they're going to go to like 200 right away if the system will get a full charge in, or you'll get an even weirder phenomenon, which is a low high pressure but a lot of heat. It's called superheating, where the system starts trapping Freon in the dryer and will only take up so much Freon, but you will touch the compressor and it'll be burning hot. Now, in a normal system where the dryer, expansion valve, evaporator are clean and healthy, you touch the suction line and it'll be chilled. It'll start building up condensates. But in this scenario, you'll get heat and pressure on the high side, but no cooling, no condensate, no line chilling on the low side. And this is your first sign that you may have a dryer problem. The second problem that we run into with this is that you may get a cold spot right after the dryer. So you feel the dryer, and immediately after the dryer, you may start to see condensate on the AC line. Now, what does that mean? What does that condensate mean? Well, it means two things. It means A, the dryer is restricted, and B, it's literally creating the pressure differential you'd see at the expansion valve. So that's an obvious replacement. Now, a third problem that we run into when AC dryers go bad is that you will start to observe the compressor having to work a lot harder because it starts getting super hot. It'll actually have a you could actually see the compressor in the belt visibly straining because it's trying to push fluid through liquefied Freon because it's under so much pressure through the dryer. Now remember that under pressure, a solid turns into a liquid when you pressurize it. But then when you have a huge pressure differential, when you go from high pressure to low pressure, in the absence of heat, oftentimes you will get chilling or icing. So when this starts to happen, this liquid will start to build up so much pressure that it'll become like a pressure cooker. So it could explode, rupture the condenser, blow an AC line, even blow up the compressor. That's why it's so important to replace a dryer. How do we avoid this problem? Well, first of all, when you take your AC system apart, you really need to flush it. You can use pressurized air and something like Napa Temp Select AC Flush. And what you do is you inject the flush into the system and chase it with pressurized air. And you keep doing that over and over again until you get clean, clear flush out the other side. There was a car one time where the compressor failed multiple times. And I had to spend 3 hours flushing the evaporator out to get all the metal particles out of the system so that it wouldn't recontaminate the compressor and the dryer. So this isn't an easy process, but you've got to do it in order to assure the best possible outcome. Anyway, I hope you guys found this brief explanation about AC dryer failure to be helpful. If you're working on your AC system in your classic Mercedes, you got to keep a clean dryer in there. And if you open up the system and you think that the system has been heavily contaminated, it's probably a good idea to replace the dryer. We'll see you guys in the next video. Like, share, subscribe, tap the bell for notification. Thank you to all of our Patreon supporters. Talk to you soon.